Sunday, peeps. I have your messages on the mat, sitting by the fire. And you know what we do every week. Come in, have a seat, because Sunday's for the soul. And I'm happy to get this message for you. So let's do this. Let's start by first breathing. We always have to take 3 deep breaths, connect our energy into this. And by the way, if you're watching this, why don't you stop and hit the like button? Because every time you hit the like button, every week you tune in, you're putting your energy into this, and I'm guaranteed to bring a message to you. So I'm excited to see how the message is going to develop week after week. So thanks for being here, and let's take 3 deep breaths. I'm going to pause the music. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Time to tell the story. Time for story time. Speaking of story time, my cousin-in-law's book is about storytelling. This character, Ani, is an incredible storyteller in the book. Wanda's a great storyteller, but the character that she built in the book is also a great storyteller, and that's where all the stories are coming from. They're coming from her imagination, and she shares it in the book. I'm halfway through the second book. I can't wait to finish and to give my final review and plug for you to go get the book. But for now, I have cinnamon tea. Been drinking lots of tea. And you know, the moose is loose in New Hampshire. And I like it because it looks like the trees. And I have a lot of trees leaving my house. I'm going to have to do a tree ceremony. Because the trees, I mean, I've been here since 1997. And these trees have protected my home and provided oxygen, and they're leaving so that more sunshine can come in. And I'm bittersweet because I love the trees. There's still plenty of trees in Coburn Woods, and I'm looking forward to the sunshine and the warmth of my home, but I'm also getting a little sad about saying goodbye to them. So to the trees surrounding my home. Yes, I am a tree hugger. No judgment. Right? So I'm like going through this healing with my IT band. It's getting better all the time. But I'm very eager to get back into hiking. I don't do too much hiking in the winter. But this was my opportunity this year to do it. And I have to skip it just so I can heal properly. Healing is difficult. I don't know why I feel like I need to say this, but healing, whether it's physical healing, emotional healing, spiritual healing, whether you're healing addictions, it's connections, your codependency with people. It's really, really difficult because you're eager to get on with whatever it is that's holding you back. I'm eager to get on and do some more bigger hiking, but my legs are saying no. And in the meantime, I'm enjoying nesting, and when I'm done with this reading, I'm going to cook a great dinner. And that's like the highlight of the day. So anyway, I needed to share that about healing. So if you're trying to heal, if you're trying to get over something, King of Cups, are you trying to... This is the first card that jumped out. So it's it's where one finds oneself, the significator. And the King of Cups, again, this is the wise counselor. He's the master of love. So I brought the attention to this card last week, because this came out last week. So some of the cards may come out again, but just in different positions. As we mature and as we conquer whatever obstacle that's in front of us, the cards may come up again, but they may come up at different places. But now this is at the forefront. So the King of Cups, again, very emotional, but very, doesn't like to show it. He's the counselor. He's the one everybody goes to for advice. He or she, but this is male, so he came up as a male. But it could be a female with masculine energy, somebody who's kind of got more of that than the feminine. But he's also the person that doesn't like to fall for it either, because he knows love so well that he also knows the risks. And sometimes they block themselves because they know how hard it can be. Like, let me just put it in a different way. Oh, we got another jump. Oh, of course. Why wouldn't the Ace of Cups cross the man who knows all about love? He's feeling it, and he's feeling it deep. Okay, people, whoever's tuning in. And now this could go either way. This either means you, the seeker watching this, or somebody who's like a cross watcher, somebody who's watching. So it could either be you or whoever you're inquiring about. Okay? So the person knows everything about love, but he's also being conflicted from big, 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 big emotions. Like, this is she's being swept off her feet by the waves of emotion, of love. She's holding on to her heart, and her cup is big. She's really in love. This person's really in love, and they're conflicted by it. Now, I had something to say, okay, about the person that knows everything. Like, a fitness, okay, me, I'll put myself into this. A fitness instructor who, when I got into teaching full time, it didn't matter what I ate, it didn't matter what I drank. I was in the best shape of my life because I was teaching and I was constantly moving, and I did what I called Madonna workouts 1 day a week with my girlfriend on top of teaching 18 plus classes and then doing my own practice. And then sometimes teaching a class and doing it with them if the class had a low number of students. Another card popped out, but I'm going to wait to get this out first. But I knew everything about fitness. And when I left teaching full time to go back to corporate America, I gained 30 pounds. Now, I gained 30 pounds because of other things that I was healing. I was purging some other fleshly things in my life, and so food became a source of pleasure. So basically, as I'm trying to detox one thing, I picked up something else. But life is always about this game of balancing. That's why being in a balanced life where you're right there at the edge at your power and your balancing is actually extremely intense. And so while I'm trying to learn how to rebalance as I'm detoxing this and taking this in, I knew what it takes. I know what it takes to lose 30 pounds. I know what I had to do, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it because I knew the hard work that it entailed. So I used everything else as an excuse till I got to the point where I decided I was going to be happy being 30 pounds heavier because it looked good, because I was still working out, I was still lifting weights, I was still active, so the weight fell in places where it was kind of nice, but it was still too much and it was not healthy, okay? And I had to get a grip. So that's what I mean by this King of Cups. He knows it. He knows the rules. He knows the game. And guess what? Too bad, because the thing that he's trying to avoid is crossing him now. Let's see what's in... And he's ready to make a leap of faith. This person is ready, actually, to take a leap of faith. This is what's happening. So far, so good, people, because it's saying that somebody who's a master of love is finally being crossed with love. And when it comes to love, you have to take a risk. You got to gamble. You got to gamble. Okay? And then, what do we have? Oh, I kid you not, the Queen. Look at this, you guys. It's the Queen. Oh, no, it's not the Queen of Cups. I'm sorry. See, the Queen is there and there's water, but she's not the Queen of Cups. She's the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords is definitely not emotional. She's just really, she tells the truth. And she doesn't look out for the love and the truth. Like, you know how you can tell the truth in a loving way? She doesn't know about that. She just, that's why she's pouring out the water. Like, screw these emotions. I'm in my truth. We're going to have to cut it. We're going to get right to it. So whoever this seeker is, this person who's ready to step into their love, who's ready to take a leap of faith, is being moved by the truth. It seems like somebody, I mean, for you to take a leap of faith, you've had to have gotten in touch with some sort of truth. And that's what the Queen of Swords is telling me, is that you're being motivated by the truth. Maybe you're finally facing your emotions in a truthful way. Maybe you realize that the only way to explore the big love that is crossing you is by taking a leap. Because, wow, you guys, I wish you could see that this card jumped right on my leg. It's the lesson that's going out. It's the Hermit. Yay! You're out of Hermit. You're out of the Hermit mode. That's great. You finally learned the value of withdrawing from the world to acquire wisdom and knowledge. Because there's a time for you to reach out to great counselors. There's a time to reach out to your friends who know you. There's a time to, sometimes, like the great counsel could be somebody who doesn't know you, somebody who you actually pay to spend time with to talk about these life issues. But the best wisdom you will ever get is the wisdom that you acquire from your own knowledge. So you take all these experiences and all this information, get the book, get the t-shirt, get the tape. But when you withdraw from the world and come to your own, nothing trumps that information. Nothing will ever beat the information that is deep down inside your bowels. Nothing will ever beat that information. Not even the intelligence in your brain can never supersede the intelligence of the intuitive gut, of the intuitive intelligence. So when you're the Hermit, you take all that information like a good student, and then you withdraw and you discern, and you've done that. Maybe that's why you finally got the you-know-whats to jump off that ledge and jump into the unknown. Now, jumping into the unknown will make you feel like you're out of balance, because to be in balance, you have to be at that edge and you have to stay there. When you're at your edge and you're balancing, that's where your greatest power is. Okay, I can talk about that, and you know what? I'm going to do a reading about being at your edge and being at your most powerful position. But when you're the Fool, that's why it's called the Fool. It's like, nope, you got to jump, no net. Have you ever had a dream like where you're falling off a cliff, or you're falling, and then what happens? You don't fall to the ground and smash into a million pieces. Sometimes you just bounce. Sometimes you never even hit the bottom. Sometimes you wake up because of the adrenaline of the dream. Sometimes you bounce. Sometimes, and then you find out, wow, it really wasn't that bad. So, good for you, for the person learning how to go by their own. I'm sorry, too much. God, I know I saw those cards, and I want to see those cards. All right, I'll tell you, I did see the Devil jump out, but this is what's coming in, and if the Devil wants to come out again, the Devil can come out. It was the Devil, and there was like a couple of other cards, so I just scooped them up because I wasn't ready, and there were too many. And if the Devil wants to come out again, he can come out again. I don't care. But I want to see what's coming in for you. Let's hope it's a whole new lesson. I felt the card. Yeah, see, I don't mess around when a card does that, so... Well, I don't know if this is any better than the Devil. Speaking of the Devil, because it's winter and because I'm not out as much, even my coworker noticed, you can kind of like really, like your skin is getting pretty, you know, a lighter shade, like alabaster, okay? All right, I'm like one shade away from vampire. I don't know what's going on, but I gotta go to a spray tan or something. I need to get out and get more sun. When we get that vaccine, when I can fly, I'm going where I usually wear lots of sunscreen, and I wear a hat and I stay out of the sun, because as I get older, you want to protect your skin. This time I'm not. Oil out there, like vitamin D. I cannot wait. Okay, sorry about that. Let's get back into the reading. When I said it's, you know, you're stagnated. You're still in between. It's the Two of Swords. It's like you have to make a decision. You don't know what decision to make because you're trying to save your ass and your face at the same time. We've talked about this before. You're scared because there's the devil that you know and the devil that you don't know. But you know that where you are is not where you want to be permanently. That's why you're confused. Who is the author of confusion? The devil. Looks like he came up anyway. The author of confusion. And you already came out of learning how to discern. But you know what? As easily as you learn that lesson, you can go back. I mean, we have to relearn a lot of these lessons. I would just prefer you to learn that lesson at another level. You know, get to new levels and then you'll meet new devils. I get that. But you don't want to stay stagnant in your life not knowing which way to go. Because deep down inside, you already know you got to go. That's why if you haven't done the leap of faith, jumping out like the fool yet, if you haven't done it yet, I don't know what the hell is holding you up, because it is like in your face in your life. The universe is telling you got to make a leap. Because you can manifest, but you can only bring yourself to a place so far where the universe will put in front of your face, like, here you go. Here's that delicious sugary cake that you love, or whatever it is that makes your heart sing. You know, here's that, whatever it is on that plate, put it on that plate, and the universe says, here it is. But you have to make the final step to receive it. And you're being stuck. I'm going to get some clarification on that, but I want to finish this journey before, I want to finish most of this story before we start clarifying things. Let me take a sip of my tea. Cinnamon tea with oat milk. I'm using oat milk. I don't like coconut. Milk. It's not thick enough for me. It's like almond milk. I don't like almond milk in my coffee. I like it in my tea, but not in my coffee. But this is my tea, and I have oat milk, and it's yummy. Okay, we have a card that. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. You know why that's coming up? You know why that's an extension of the King of Cups, the heart? You know why? Because you took action. You took a leap of faith. That is what's making the Wheel of Fortune move things. So your life and your fate and your destiny is now moving because you took action. If you want the Wheel of Fortune to come up in a spread, or if you want it to come up in your life, so to speak, the only way that this is going to come up is if you take action again. That is so difficult for somebody who's always had something handed to them on a silver platter, or to a person that's lived their lives getting everything easy. That's like when I talked about the tower. I did a mini reading a few days ago, and when the tower shows up, it's harder to fall from the top than it is from the lower levels. Because if you fall from lower levels, the ground you hit isn't as hard as it is when you're all the way up to the tippity top. So if things came to you easily your whole entire life, know that if you want your life to change because of whatever, but you've built your life and you've had things so easy, just know that sometimes the actions that you take may hurt a little bit more than it does for somebody who's been falling and getting up, falling and getting up, falling and getting up. Because they built those muscles and they know how to bounce back. But if you've had things easy most of your life, the bounce back is going to hurt more. So I'm just saying the Wheel of Fortune is changing because you finally decided that you were going to take that leap. Probably because of the tower that happened. You want to be at the level of the King of Cups, and you really want to feel this feeling of deep emotional love, which we're going to hope leads to emotional fulfillment. Not just falling in love just to sweep you off your feet, and then that dies down, and then like a drug, you're looking for the next person that's going to do that to you. This is going to be the kind of love that is going to lead to emotional fulfillment. Maybe that's why you're confused. Because the only love that you've ever had is the kind of love that sweeps you off your feet and then, it's poof, it's there, and poof, it's gone. If you fall in love too fast, that's an indication that you're probably going to fall out of love just as fast. It's like energy that sugar can give you. It's like you can get a sugar rush, poof, it's there, poof, it's gone. You can have some caffeine in the morning, poof, your energy's there, and then 2 hours later, poof, it's gone. Or you can eat food, superfoods, protein, things that will burn your body and give you energy that burns like hot coals. Like hot coals in the fire. Like when the fire is not there, the hot coals keep things burning. That's the kind of energy you want. That's the kind of love that you want. Not the kind that just poof, it's there and poof, it's gone. And if you think of love like that, that just means you haven't really had the true thing. You haven't had the long-lasting, emotionally fulfilling kind of love. Because true love is emotionally fulfilling. It's not the airy-fairy, you sweep me off my feet and we ride off into the sunset like Cinderella. It's not going to happen like that. See, we have a card right here, so I'm going to go for that one. Yeah, people see that you are ready to go. Somebody knows that. People see that you're ready to make a move. If they don't see that you're ready to make a move, excuse me. If they don't see that you're making a move, they know that you need to make a move. That's what it is. They know, hey, get up. Sometimes you just need a friend who's going to get behind you and say, move! Get up and move! We know what you want. We're sick and tired of hearing you talk about it, so get up and go. Or they see that you finally got this energy to get up and go, which I really think works well with this, the Fool. Look, I'm a risk taker, so I'm comfortable playing this position of the Fool. I'm comfortable playing the position of the Fool, but I don't want to do that all the time. I'll tell you the truth. I don't want to have to do that all the time. Okay, this one came out. Hopes and fears. Yeah, you want people to celebrate you, you're oh, look at you and your public acclaim. Look at that, you slay the dragon and everybody's cheering for you. While you want that, you don't want that. You don't want, like my son, whenever he has an accomplishment and an award because he's badass and he's got his awards stacked, he said to me, I don't like the award ceremony stuff. He likes getting it. He likes getting the prize. He loves it. He works for that, But he says he doesn't, it's strange to me that he doesn't like the attention. He just would rather hey, give me the award, send an email saying you did wonderful things, and he likes the recognition, but he doesn't like the praise of the attention. So this is kind of like for you, you want it, but then there's a part of that attention you don't want to. And it's probably because either you're shy like my son, or it came to me and then it just went away. Either you want it, you want the prize, but maybe you don't want the public recognition because then that means you gotta keep up with that sort of image and appearance. Does that make sense? Like you always have to be that superhero in their eyes, and that's a lot of pressure, So it's one or the other. Hopes and fears. It's like they're one and the same. But you want love, but you're scared of love. You want to make the leap of faith, but you're afraid if you're going to fall and crash. You want the public recognition, but do you want all that it takes to be in that spotlight? There's a lot of pressure that comes with that. All right, let's see what's coming in. Oh, we've heard Nasty Girl way too many times. Oh, I love this. One of my favorite songs, Unconditionally. It's about unconditional love. Isn't that funny? Because we're talking about that here. We're talking about big love. Well, I don't know if it's unconditional or not. I haven't seen anything about that yet, but We're still early in the reading. We're only 25 minutes in. All right. All right, we got 2 coming in. Justice. And the thing about the justice, I like about the justice is getting your just due. Like, you know, if you've been a good soul, if you have done a lot for other people, if you're a constant giver, it's time for you to receive. This is also a card, it's got the scales, it's a card of balance and also of communication and intellect. So it's your time to receive your just due. Lovers. Lovers. Justice. Okay, what are we doing here? Maybe your justice, maybe your karmic return will be, maybe you finally make a choice, you make a good choice, you make a heart choice over head choice, and you make the right one. Because here, this man had, it's like the Bachelor. You know, he's the Bachelor, he's got the golden apple. Who does he give it to? Does he give it to the justice woman? The balance and intellect? Although this card means something different. She just happens to be here too. She represents a woman of truth and integrity. This one represents, like, she's loved. She'll love you long time. Very sexy, very lustful. She will satisfy all your sexual needs. And then you've got the queen. You know? The divine masculine. So who do you pick? Or maybe your karma is you get all 3 rolled up into one. Who knows? You have to have done, I swear, a life of service to get that kind of reward. Because, you know, when you think of divine masculines, you think of high-value women, or divine masculine, you think of high-value man. And you think of the millions of people on the planet, and what percentage of those people are in that bracket where they are healed, ready, intelligent, both emotionally and intellectually, prosperous, abundant, powerful manifestors, know how to watch their home, know how to take care of their man. I mean, I'm talking about all of that rolled up into one. Beautiful, sexy, intelligent, balanced, wears a crown, doesn't thought and bop on the streets, respects themselves, loves themselves. You know, I can keep piling on the characteristics, and I'm telling you, when I do, what happens to your options? They get smaller and smaller and smaller. So maybe your justice is that you may get all 3. Why? Because you took a leap of faith. Why? Because you knew, you felt your feelings. And for once, you wanted to make a heart over a head decision. Because the King of Cups is always in his head. You went with the truth, motivated by the truth, motivated by your own wisdom that you've learned. Now you just got to learn to make that, you got to make that, it's like not even that you know. Okay, thank you, ancestors. They're so good to me. It's not that you don't know what you want. Because I heard, this person knows what they want. They're just afraid that somebody gonna get hurt. So they're trying to save their ass in the face at the same time. And you can't do that. And I'm smiling, and I shouldn't be smiling because that's actually at the bottom of the deck. One more challenge. One more challenge. Facing this. Facing the announcement of your choice. It's going to be one more challenge. There's always a challenge. If it's worth it. If it were easy, you wouldn't want it. If it were easy, you wouldn't want it. Let's clarify some things. Let's clarify. Let's talk about your leap of faith. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you for these messages, for the people who are tuning in, the people who tune in every week, and for the new person tuning in. Somebody is tuning in today into this reading, and this is your first time tuning in. Welcome. And if you're tuning in for the first time, I have a message for you too. There's a message here for you too. If you come to this channel, and that's very new, I'm doing these tarot readings is very new. I started doing them during the summertime when the election and the politics we're flooding our TVs and our energy. So I was pulling angel cards as a way to bring sunshine and flowers, and it just progressed, and I just kept growing with it. And my page that I made originally was to, number one, own my name, the Yoga Preacher on YouTube. And I was putting like my yoga and my hiking journeys and my outdoor journeys, but I really started to focus on uploading readings because it helps people. You know, can't teach yoga classes, so I do tarot on the mat instead, you know. Anyway, we're going to look at the Fool. We're going to clarify with the Ghetto Tarot deck. Couple came out. Let me see. What is this? Oh, it's the Ten of Cups. I know it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. This deck, it doesn't tell you the number. It just has the images there. So sometimes I find I have to count them. But the Fool is jumping because he wants his heart's desire. The Ten of Cups is the ongoing contentment in the heart, in the emotions. Ongoing. Ongoing means it's not the I've been swept off my feet and I fell in love and I'm out of love. And I found another one and I fell in love and I fell out of love. And I found another one. And so that you become addicted to falling in love and having something totally new. This represents ongoing. That means that one person, maybe your justice is that one person all rolled into one, right? Super divine feminine will give you the ongoing. That means it doesn't die. In fact, it grows. And this is like ongoing, but they see how they're together? Divine masculine and feminine and the kids and the rainbow. And they're like, hey, we finally got there. We finally got there. Why? Because we are clarifying the Fool. Where'd the Fool card go? Oh, it's right here. We're clarifying the Fool. He's jumping because he wants that. And here we go with brooms again. And we got brooms, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold on a second. I got 9 of brooms. Hold on a second, you guys. Oh, it's one of my favorite songs. Anything I want you to do, I do it. Okay. No, that's not what we want. Ha! 9 of brooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what came out for the Fool, the 9 of brooms, which at the bottom of the deck is the 9 of wands. So we have the 9 of wands here. We also have the 9 of brooms, which is the wands in the traditional tarot and the ghetto tarot. And they're both like, he's looking up like, I've got one more. So we're clarifying what's coming in for the Fool. What's clarifying the Fool is what's coming in. One more challenge. That came up twice, people. And I think we had one more challenge last week too. My memory serves me. But there's one more roadblock. And maybe it has to do with this. The whole, like, how am I going to do this? Now that, look at his hand on his head. Do you see that? Elbows up, hand behind the head. Like, now that I know, now that I've done all the work, now that I've come to this, how do I execute? We're going to figure that out. Let's see. Well, let's clarify this then. Because now we're being nosy, right? Let's clarify this person being stuck in that damn pickle. I shouldn't be laughing. I shouldn't be smiling. It's not funny. It's hard. This is hard life stuff. You gotta be kidding me. You can't make this shit up. It's the King of Cups. I love, though. Thank you, ancestors. I'm tapping into ancestors. I learned all about tapping into ancestors while I was in COVID time. You know, in COVID time, you were in hermit mode, because I've been in hermit mode. You're acquiring lots of knowledge and information that you can't get when you're running around, thoughting and bopping on planes, flying for business, flying to be with friends, going out and having dinners, going to the gym, having that busy, busy life. When do you slow down to reflect and acquire, right? So I love that I'm tapping into the ancestors. I've learned how to tap into that power. And they're giving us a lot of confirmation. It's the King of Cups again. We're clarifying what is hard. The King of Cups is having a hard time where he stands right now, because this is where he stands. We're clarifying it again, and he's having a hard time stepping into his heart space, opening up, like stepping into that journey of love. He's probably still scared about what he knows. It's there, something's available, but he doesn't know if he wants to take it. If you're a young person, like if you're young, a couple of cards jumped out, but I didn't call for them, so I'm sticking them back in. It can be hard because you're going to fall in love several times. You're going to have many experiences, but when you're older, especially over 45, and you also know how challenging it can be too, because you've been through it. It's almost better when you're young because you don't know. Like, when you've been through some stuff. If you've been through some pain of past heartbreaks, or even pain of breaking someone's heart and not wanting to do that again. I swore, I don't like breaking anyone's heart. I'd rather have my heart broken than to break somebody's heart. And maybe that's part of this. The King of Cups. Because that came to me like, breaking someone's heart is worse than having your heart broken. Somebody out there may disagree with me, but honestly, I feel like sometimes I'm strong enough to handle that kind of a blow. What are we going to clarify? Let's look at, let's get out of the tarot and let's look into what might be. I want to look more about what's coming in. So we're going to go into the Dark Shadows. Deck made by Kiara, a reader that I follow. She's an incredible reader. She's not just a dabbler. She's a lifer. I know that she'll be doing this for her life, and it's a gift. Some people can learn how to do this, but I like to follow people who are gifted at this. Let's see. Indecisiveness. I mean, all right, so we already know that. Can you give me another card? Sometimes if we keep getting the same message, okay, couple fell out, I'm putting them back in because I want to set the intention first. Sometimes when we get the same message in the cards with no further advice, it's because it's not your fucking business to know what's going on right now. Sometimes people can dig, and sometimes I might get a little nosy, like, what's this indecision? Let me dig deeper. And then sometimes the answers is to say, we're going to keep saying the same thing because sometimes it's not meant for you to know everything. How will you grow if you always know everything? Tarot is great for giving you guidance because I'll tell you what, I don't care what religion you are, the journey of the tarot, everybody has that journey. Every journey in the tarot, everybody will experience in life. It's just a matter of where you fall in this present moment. And so I'm gonna ask for one more, and if I get another card that seems like the same message, we'll move on. So thank you, ancestors. We have indecisiveness, and we have the Two of Swords, where somebody's having a hard time making a decision. We've got the King of Cups on top of that. Can you give us one more card that will describe or help the person seeking as to what they need to learn coming in? I love it. One card shot across the yoga mat. Lust. So somebody has, they're battling with their lust. So the King of Cups who's having a hard time letting go. Maybe they have a lot of needs, lusty needs that need to be fulfilled, and they feel like if they move out of their lives, they have to heal that, because lust is, and I said this not just about a week ago, lust is an option. Love is a choice. Do you want lust, which will leave you empty, and it'll be like an addiction, and then you need more, and then you need more, and then you need it turned up more, because where you had lust at this level, that's not going to do it anymore. It's like it's like you need more of it, because then you build up a tolerance, and then you need more, and then the devil is a liar. Lust is the devil's way of trying to show you true love. But love that is a choice, not an option, but the choice, far more fulfilling. All right, I'm going to leave this out. I'm going to go into some moonology. And that's not easy. I'm not even going to laugh at that. It's not easy for someone to heal that. In fact, the book that I'm reading, oh my goodness! I just looked across the room and I saw the book that I'm reading about Ani's journey. In the second book, she's realizing that she's finally realizing she's a problem. She's a sex addiction. And in the first book, it wasn't that bad. There were a couple things in it that made me think, okay, she's got a problem. But I just saw her being a single girl, living her options, having a great life. Until a couple of things happened, and I'm not gonna spoil it because I really want you to get the book. That was kind of like, that's a little extra. I'm gonna put up a little red flag pause. But in the second book, it becomes very clear, and she's becoming clear that she wants the love, but she cannot control her lust, and it's causing her problems in her life. So when you have and I'm going to leave this, but I want to say this. When you have to deal with this, with your flesh, because this is a fleshly thing, and you're around other people of similar vibration, it's going to be like hell to get out of this. It's almost like you'll think that this is normal. And then you're still going to be chasing that tail of, how do I get more and more and more of this? Because I need to fill up these holes. But when you have love, you have the ocean. You're never empty. That cup will never be empty. That's a big ass cup. All right, what do you want me, okay, moonology. So what do you want with the messages that we received? Okay, no, I'm sorry, too many. Can't get my head around it. I need to think about it. You never know what you get till it's gone. If you have an opportunity to explore ongoing contentment in the realm of the heart, consider yourself lucky, but you need to be brave to go and get it. And you need to be brave enough to heal whatever's holding you back. If it's the lust, if it's other, bad habits. If you want to give up drinking, you don't go to a bar. If you are recovering from heroin and crack, you don't go and hang out where people are doing heroin and crack. You don't go and make it normal again. You go and you put yourself, maybe go back into hermit mode. You came out of hermit mode, you don't want to have to go back in hermit mode. Hermit mode is good for a period of time, but you don't want to live there. You don't want to live in any of your lessons. Okay, guess what? All right, no, I was going to take the 3, but there was more than 3, and so that's too much of a story. All right, come on. What do you want this person to know about the next move they need to make to step into their power? Damn it, okay. They want me to read all 3. I'm going to read all 3. It's like, this is the 3rd time like a bunch came out, so I'm not going to argue with my ancestors. Communication is key, new moon in Gemini. You're going to have to communicate. And maybe not to the wise counselors that you've been seeking, not to your friends. Sometimes there's a time for that. But maybe you need to communicate more with maybe the people that you're interested in. Maybe you need more information. Maybe that's why you're indecisive, because you don't have enough information. Oh, wow, I guess we're doing 4. This one was already The energy is gaining momentum. Okay, so things are, which can kind of make you feel a little pressure if you feel like it's gaining momentum. It may feel like pressure if you're not ready. But if you're ready, you want this. So something's gaining momentum, but the communication needs to happen. Come on now. You have to talk. It's time to release the negativity. Get out of your head. Thank God I don't have any fear cards. We don't have any fear on the deck. We don't have the devil on the deck. Well, we get the lust, so that's like... The lust is sort of the devil's playground. It's time to release the negative energy. Maybe it's time to let go of the lust and get into love. The answers that you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. We got a new moon in Gemini saying that communication is key. Then we have a full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. And it's probably coming because you're going to talk. You're going to start talking. You're going to start talking about the things that you need to know. Information. You're going to talk to gain information. Momentum. And you got to let go of the negativity. I mean, that's just, come on now. Let go of the negativity. Sometimes you can be so negative you don't even know it. You think it's like, oh, that's normal. I'm just being cautious. No, you're not. You feel guilty. There's some guilt. That guilt is the word. It's not just the worst emotion. It's the most useless emotion. It does nothing. It serves nothing. It's like worry. They do nothing. You can worry, worry, and worry, and worry, and worry never solves anything. You can be guilty and feel guilty about your past, about your decisions, about whatever. And guess what that guilt is going to do to you? It's going to rot your soul. Let go of that. Maybe that's the negativity that you need to let go of, because being guilty or feeling guilty is negative. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Let it go. Oh, I hate the guilt. I hate that one. There are certain things that will trigger me, and guilt is one of them. And I hate. Ooh, don't you dare use it against me. If somebody tries to guilt me into something, guess what I turn into? The Queen of Swords, faster than cat chase mice. You want to get under my skin? Go ahead and try to make me feel guilty about something, and I will rip you a new one. I will chop your head off. And I'll do it so fast you won't even know it hit you. Wide awake. All right. What else do we want to know for the collective in this general reading? So we got a lot going on here. A lot going on here. A lot on the mat. Woo! I'm wide awake. Hope they don't cut off my video. Wide awake. Freedom. Freedom. Woo! Freedom. Boom. Boom. It's like my heart. Freedom. 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 I don't know what it means to you, but freedom means everything to me. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. That's free will. So you know what that means? You know what that means? That means you have to step into it. Because guess what? The universe will only bring you so far. Then the rest of the steps has to be your free will. Because your free will is your birthright. Freedom is your free will. Free will is your freedom. Freedom! I can't wait to get that tattoo. I know, I'm so sick of talking about it. We're going to finish this. I always stop at 49 minutes with a little cookie. I'm going to give you a little fortune cookie to go with your freedom, to go with letting go of guilt and negativity, to speaking up. Go ahead and speak because you lack information. You've got to go and take the steps. You've got the fool. You're already making a jump. We've already clarified it, but we also clarified not only the King of Cups, but we also clarified one more obstacle. One more, baby. I'm so sorry. I hate to have to do that. It's like everything looks so good. Future. The card that came up, it says future. I'm going to try to read this here. Future, it says, you may travel or host an overseas traveler soon. Either way, Social fun awaits. It does, you guys. I believe it when somebody who's very, very smart said to me, Darlene, by August the latest, we will all be vaccinated and it will be safer. I like to think by April, May, but this is the year where we will be able to do that. And so your future looks bright because you will be getting on a plane and you're going to be having some fun because guess what? Fun is your birthright. Don't I always wish that you have fun? Every day you can make fun for yourself. Every day. Love life. The card said love life, but I want something. Okay, let me focus, okay? Let's do this. Let's do this together. Put your energy. Sometimes I put life is your breath is life. It's prana. Sometimes I put my life force into the cards. Okay, the next one that jumps out, I'll take it because they've been jumping out of my hand like pick me. Not pick me. I don't like to pick me. Take me. Choose me. Don't pick me. You're not a pick me person. I'm not a pick me person. I'm a chosen one. Challenges. Oh, shit. Did I tell you guys? This is challenges. Take time out from problems or conflicts or approach softly to avoid making matters worse. So take your time out from problems or conflicts or approach softly to avoid making matters worse. So that says to me that this challenge, twice we got the challenge that's coming up. He's got a lot of sweeping to do. You just have to be very careful about how you do it. So for instance, I heard somebody say, and I needed to hear this because for my life, I've been single for many, many, many years, and I've lived a life very comfortable being single. That if I decide I want to go to Avenue A, B, or C, or D, I make a choice, I get to go. I have nothing holding me back. And it's not that way when you're in relationships, even if you're in relationships that are ending, especially if you've been with that person for a long time. You can't just pull the plug, okay, bye, I'm done. It just doesn't work like that. That'll actually create more problems. So this card is saying maybe that's what it is. The challenge that's coming up is saying you have to be soft with the way that you maneuver. And man, I know it doesn't feel like freedom, but if you eventually can get through that challenge, you will get to this. You will get to your freedom. And what's better than that? I hope you had a beautiful day. Hold on. Can't help the way that I feel. So I hope this message helps. If you're still watching, please subscribe. Hit the bell so you can get the notifications. And feel free to share this. When you share this message, it'll help somebody else. So if it doesn't resonate with you, because I can't say that it will every week, but if it doesn't, maybe it'll resonate with somebody else. And it will help me to develop the channel. And also, I just love helping people. So if you can share this, that would be great. I hope you had a beautiful day. I hope you always do something fun. And you're going to have to go through that one more challenge. But I promise you, if you can do it, if you can get through this challenge, and you've been good, and it's time for you to receive, like the Justice card came up, and it's time for you to receive, you have to receive it. You have to learn how to receive. Because something beautiful is waiting for you. It's called freedom. Ongoing contempt in the realm of the heart. Ongoing contentment, not contempt. Ongoing contentment in the realm of the heart. That's freedom. I hope you get that. I'll see you next week. Peace.